Just to be clear, staying relevant does not mean you have to start twerking. Hello, welcome to the Change Guru. This is where we get our change on. Boom. And today we are going to talk about the concept of being relevant in the workplace. Today's message is brought to you courtesy of Sarah, who is a subscriber, a lovely subscriber to my newsletter. And she writes, hi Sue, first of all, I just want to tell you how much fun your videos are. Thank you, Sarah, I really appreciate that. She's interested in staying relevant in the workplace. In my experience, I've had to be flexible and adapt. Where I worked, she works at a TV station, we're always getting some sort of new equipment or new software or something. And if I'm to keep up, I learn it. There are a few of us old timers who don't really make the effort to get on board with something new, and they hand off a lot of their work. So, Sarah, it's so cool that you bring up this story. I really appreciate it because you work in a situation that in itself is really struggling to be relevant. And a lot of corporations right now are really, especially traditional ones, like television networks and banking and education and government, are trying to find ways to be relevant in incredibly fast changing times. We're really in the middle of a storm, everyone. It's never been any time like this ever where things are moving so fast. In fact, when it comes to television, probably in 5 years' time, we won't even be watching TV anymore. It'll be something completely different. So it's very good to be thinking about being relevant. But that said, there's also the potential to be a little bit paranoid when it comes to the idea of needing to keep your job and needing to stay on top of the latest technologies and all that kind of stuff. So I want to bring it down to base and share with you a few ideas that I think are going to make you kind of revisit the concept of being relevant and also feel good about moving forward in this very fast changing world. I think the first thing to do is to identify, number one, do you want to continue on in this job where you need to stay relevant at? If the answer is yes, then I would really work on ideas, ways that you can kind of go to that next level in a gentle, supportive way. So that might mean talking to your boss or your superiors about ways that your skills can work in new directions that they're taking, and most likely all companies are taking new directions. And an employee that comes and says, hey, use me, I want to try new things, they're going to love that. I think networking with your colleagues and thinking about ways of what you already know can really help people. And I think just having this kind of willingness to try to adapt and learn new ways of doing things and having is going to actually bring an excitement to your day. If you're at the stage with your work where you can do it with your eyes closed, standing on your head, I think it's really important to ask yourself, is this serving me? Is this something that really works for me? Is this something that works for the people that I'm with? And if the answer is no, that is your green light to really go and to make some changes, but you can do it in a really gentle, subtle way just by getting a conversation going. I think it's really important to kind of adapt or reframe this concept of needing to be relevant. We live in a society where we have to be relevant in every aspect of our life. There are so many things that are changing, from the ways that we can eat right now, from the ways that we can have relationships, to our identity, to everything about us. So that sometimes we kind of think of the idea of being relevant in the workplace as a negative thing, like it's a matter that we keep up. I like the idea of thinking about evolving, about, just being out in the world and knowing what's happening. I can take what I need and I can leave the rest, but it just means that I can function on a lot of different levels. So what you can do is look outside your workplace and just thinking about how can you evolve as a person. Does learning at new things at work actually expand you as a person? Just challenging yourself at work, does that expand you? Does that bring more of you to your experience? I was just kind of looking at it as a more holistic version, but rather than just at work. This is kind of your life. So looking at being relevant in all aspects of your life, spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental, might be just a little bit of the trick that gets you over the edge and makes you feel comfortable at a very changing workplace. Now, this third tip is a home truth. You can relevant yourself to the cows come home and nothing is going to guarantee you a job. That's a fact. But here's what I think. Now more than ever, companies are going to start respecting people that are the keepers of the knowledge, are people that are able to adapt to changing times, yet have done the long haul work, that know things, that know how it's done. There is no substitute for stability. And I think for those of us who have been in the trenches for a long time, that's what we bring to the table. So my suggestion is to use this to your advantage. Offer to mentor newcomers into the office. Offer to help maybe document the systems that are going on. Offer to put your input into changing systems that are dysfunctional. Use all those years that you have been in this office to really help transform it and help it stay relevant and reinvent itself. And I think that the thing is that when you come in to your day-to-day, your 9 to 5, with an element of service, with an element of being helpful, with an element of making a difference to people's lives, this is going to serve you regardless of whether you keep this job or not. This is a life skill that is going to take you to the next level. That is an absolute guarantee. Now, if you like my videos, I'd love you to subscribe to my newsletter. Come on over to changeguru.net. Sign up for my newsletter. It comes out every couple weeks or so, and it gives you really awesome inspirational messages just like this that are going to help you look at all areas of your life and evolve and elevate and stay relevant. No, duh, that's absolutely what it does. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you next week. Till then, bye for now.